What's up, family? As many of us noticed lately in social media, news going around that the Trump administration trying to negotiate deals with the Laos government, trying to negotiate all aspect of life pertaining to the friendship, business, economy of Laos and the U.S. But the number one negotiation deal on the table is that the U.S., the Trump administration, wants the Laos Red Communist country to open their door, allow the U.S. government to illegally deport Hmong back into Laos. Hmong refugee, those who came to the U.S. seeking asylum. Hmong refugee whose parents have served side by side with the U.S. soldier. Sweat, bled, died, starved, suffered right along with the U.S. soldier. They want to send the children of the soldier who fought side by side with the U.S. soldier back into a communist country. That's very sad. Very sad. Inhumane. For 45 years, those of us that resides in the U.S. have lived free from being prosecuted from the communists, from the Laos communists. But those who still reside back in home in Laos, back in Laos country, since the days of U.S. pull out from Laos in 1975, the Laos government had hunted, prosecute Hmong people until this day. Laos government hasn't changed. They have not changed with the world. They still are communists, controlled by the dictator. There is no freedom of press. There is no freedom of speech. There is no freedom of thoughts. So this is a good idea because Donald Trump is a racist. They should send his ass back into Ireland. I think that's what he is. They should send his wife back too. She's Russian. It is unethical, inhumane, illegal illegal removal. Just because Some of us made a mistake. We have paid for a crime. To illegal remove us back, deport us back into a country we know nothing of. It's called execution. It's called genocide all over again. For whatever reason, some of us in the U.S. are still supposedly an illegal alien. Whatever reason it is, we cannot acquire the citizenship. I truly believe that most of us made a mistake. And by U.S. law, they refuse us to be citizenship. I believe, like myself, a lot of us made a mistake back in our younger days. If the U.S. government negotiate with the Laos government and open a door for deportations, what makes some of you ignorant fool, think that only one door is open? If one door is open, that will give rise for many doors to be open. Hello, what? One door. That's all it takes. Ain't we the Hmong people been prosecuted long enough? Some of us cannot become a citizen due to the mistake that we have made. But we've been free. We have served our time, rehabilitate, change the way we think, become a positive citizen, pay tax. I've been cooped up for over a decade in the dungeon, changing, peeling away all the ashes of I've been sober. I've been sober for the last, 25, 26 years. But I mean sober, it's like I'm free from all criminal activity, sober from criminal behavior. You know, many years ago, when a lot of us went to INS, we've been tricked to signing that paper. The lawyer, that's not a lawyer. That's the U.S. government lawyer acting on behalf of us, tricking us to sign the damn paper. Because we know no better. They telling us that they not going to deport you, just sign this piece of paper and they release you. Why then? A lot of us say the same thing. We being punished twice. The United States of America law say you cannot be double jeopardy. So we have committed a crime in U.S. soil. We went to U.S. prison, served our time. We came back into society, start fresh. become a positive citizen, have families, job, paying tax like every U.S. citizen. All suddenly, this racist, Irish-looking ass fool named Donald Trump needs to prove to the world that he's the most racist. Forgot all about the good deeds. Forgot all about the deeds that my people, the Hmong people, and some of the Laos and men, fathers that serve in the U.S., for the U.S., by the U.S., sweat, die, bled, suffer, starve with the U.S., children, sending it back to the lands that our father had escaped from prosecution. Is the United States memories that short? 40 years ago, CIA came to Laos seeking help from tribal people. We know nothing, man. If y'all didn't come and ask for help, a lot of us give us all kind of dreams and goals of this and that. Maybe the Hmong people wouldn't be hated by the Laos government so much because we sided with the U.S. Now look at this. Check this out. How many U.S. soldiers give guns to a 9 years old Hmong, 10 years old, 11 years old, 12 years old soldier? Ain't nothing but a kids. The U.S. gave them guns, gave them cigarettes, made him become a soldier, baby soldier. How many baby soldiers died for the U.S.? Is the U.S. that much memory that's damn short? Everybody made mistake. Why don't you send half of this European back to where they come from? It's native land. The genocide inflicted upon the Native Americans is horrific. Speechless. How many genocides you allowed to have to make it happen? To have it happen? You see, the U.S. government is good to use and abuse people. As history, as we can all see through history, the U.S. government, if they can use somebody, they can use a nation, a group of people, they will use and abuse until they don't need no more, and they just feed them to the animal, to the vicious animal. Seeking asylum. We came out here to the U.S. to seek asylum. Our parents was ignorant. They don't know no better. That's the reason why they didn't want to have a citizenship. And at that time, if we underage, our parents become citizen, automatically we become citizen. But unfortunately, a lot of us parents is ignorant. So I want to answer some of you ignorant fool. Telling old Ray Ray, why you crying? Why you sweating? Why you tripping? Why you weren't? They only gonna send the criminal back. Those who have a felon. That is the reason, that is the heart and the ideology of a person that have no country. The way you think, brothers and sisters, the way you think, you telling me that go ahead and send all the gangbangers back. Send all the bad people back to Laos. You wallow yourself in the American dream. Cut yourself from the umbilical cord of being Hmong. You done lost your identity. We have internal conflicts among each other, and we're going to leave it like that. But as a whole, we got to unite. See, some of you clown, you wallow, you stuck, you content in being in your circus. As long as you get to play and dance in your music, you wallow in your own filth. You cannot see as a whole, move as a nation. The reason why we don't have no country is because you become an individual. Ever since times of memory back from China, we've been divided, no longer united. Your mind, if they send the criminal back, okay. If you commit a crime on the spot, they send your ass back on the spot. If you open the door for one thing, pretty soon, hypothetical speaking, let's say your wife say something and you slap the shit out of her or she slap you. Now you're going to jail for spousal abuse, catch you a felon, and you're going to get deported. Pretty soon, they're going to deport all non-citizens back to where they come from if they on welfare, have no job. Pretty soon, man, all it takes is one door to be open and chaos follow. To make sure chaos don't follow, we as a whole must unite to block. Do not let that door open. It's like Pandora box. You open that shit up and you bound to see all kind of crazy destruction. It is because the mind like you having an internal conflicts, having an internal disagreement is one thing. But when it's time for become a whole, we must unite. Why would you allow others to divide and conquer you? See, right now, some of you clown, some of you fool thinking that, okay, it's cool. Go ahead and deport all those ex-felon criminals back to Laos. But you don't see that we are the one that will be in front line. A lot of us commit crime. You know, I'm gonna tell you like this. From the street point of view, we thug gangbangers, the one that made white, black, Mexican, other people are afraid of us. Without us pushing violence back, other race won't be afraid of us. We made a name, we put a name out there. We made other race respect us. Whatever cost it is. We refuse to back down. We're going to stand. We refuse to put a head down. We stand for what we believe. Right or wrong, good or bad, we going to stand. Sometimes we got to murder somebody. Like my brother Chai Vang. Bang, bang. Them white boy trying to kill him. He refused to back down. So he sent him to hell. Now what makes you think he's a bad person? Huh? For all you clown and fool out there saying that. Send all the bad people out. What's your definition of a bad people? Sometimes circumstance causes you to do stuff out the ordinary. You live in a gangbang environment, most likely you're gonna fall into that environment. But we're not bad people. We made a mistake. Making a mistake do not define your character to be bad. For all you silly ass clown. People made a mistake for whatever reason it is. But we should not be prosecuted twice. Now back to the Hmong people. Do not judge your brother for his mistake. You know not your future. You could be next. If you don't stand side by side, strong with your brother, you judge him, you could be the next victim. Remember that, okay? We all good people. We just made some few mistakes. So please, brother, as a whole, we must move, stay strong and rise up, defend each other. Have a good day.